Hey everybody, Mr. Ben here. I want to take a little time to share with you my classroom. I just got it set up a little bit and about ready for students that haven't started yet. They're going to come here in about a week or so. But I thought I'd give you guys some ideas on how I set up my room, what all I've done, and how I've arranged things. Now, I'm not going to say this is like the ideal perfect classroom setup, okay? Because there's no such thing. Everyone's interest in stuff changes. I just want to share with you guys a little bit about what I've done with my room, how I set it up, maybe to give a few teachers some ideas on, especially new teachers who are setting up for their first classroom, or maybe someone who's just looking to spice things up and add a few new ideas. So first off here, I have my "How would you like to be greeted" chart at the door. I got this from a teacher at a conference I went to, and I'm going to try to put the link for it in the caption of this video. But this is really cool. It's one of my favorites ever. It's cute, it's colorful, and it's got a lot of animals. I love animals. And so many different options for kids. Another thing I've done, I've got a little doorbell here. Bought that off Amazon, and it is really great for like if students go to the bathroom and then want to come back, we can't always hear their little knocks. But that doorbell, we can sure hear that. So that's really cool. Come on in, I'll show you a few more things. So this is the cubby area here when they first come in. We haven't quite got our student roster yet, but when we do that, we'll put their names on it, label it, and everything like that. Our folders on the top here. When we come in the room, we have this little basket where they will place their folders here. So they can, as they're walking to the carpet, they can place their folder right there and have that set to go. We also have our mailbox, so I can stuff like if we want to write to pen pals or notes or whatever, we have that there the students can share with us. I've got our pencil bouquet, so if we're ever doing a writing activity, the students can just pick a pencil from here, what they want to do. And we also have this broken cup here, so if they break a pencil or find a broken one, they can put it in here, and then after a while, we can go ahead and sharpen them up. Right in here, as you walk in, we have our lunch tray. This is how we identify who wants lunch. I took pictures, laminated of different foods, and put little magnet strips on them. So that way the students, when they come in, they find the little magnet tile that has their name on it. Again, we haven't got them yet, so we don't know their names. But we can take that, and they'll put it right under the picture of what they want to eat. Or if they brought their own lunch, they'll put it down here. So that's a cool way for us to help track who's got lunch and what they want to eat. Over in here is the book center. I've got two different book racks here, and you can see back here, this one, there's a little picture of a book here. So that way when the students put their books away, they know to put it back and cover up that sticker. I'm not so picky that the book has to be in the exact same spot they got it or has to be a certain spot, but at least this way, by covering up those book labels, there does appear to be some organization system. There does appear to be some structure. So when we have a little chart here, we're going to put words in, CVC words when we get to that point. Our book buddies they can read with, these little cube chairs they can sit and read in, and then this one for me, if they want me to read a book to them, I can sit in that as well. I can't sit in those little things. I've tried. It's hard. A couple other reading toys here. I'm not going to go into too much detail because that would take all day. I'm just going to give you guys a general overview, okay? If you have any more specific questions, just reach out to me in my email. I'll put my email in the caption as well if you want to ask specific questions. Right here's our cozy corner, or we call it our regulation station. Students come in here if they're upset or nervous about something, they can regulate themselves a little bit. It's totally off to the side, and so the students can do that. We can work with them on that. I do a lot of social emotional teaching with students here. My desk, which is a cluttered mess. Mr. Board here. Yes, we do have an interactive smart TV, and we call it Mr. Board. So I love doing it like this, and I even did this trick, so like if the Wi-Fi's out or something, tech's not working good, we can turn them upside down like this, saying Mr. Board's upset about something, so he's not going to be working today. Or if they've not been doing great and they can't see Mr. Board's upset, so he's not going to show the video. We got to just listen. But I like that. It's fun. I got all my materials there in this little box. Microphone, my big yoga book I do with the kids in the mornings. Right there, that basket, that's where we have our books that the library donates to us. So when kids are done with an assignment, they can read a book. But we haven't got them yet because the library hasn't donated them just yet. Got our big 4 rules underneath Mr. Board there so they can see it. Always like having that on the wall here. I'll move Mr. Board out of the way real quick. We have here our small groups logo and tells them where to go for their groups. We'll have that video out soon. Our Bears Pledge, Sparky, our class horse, our big board here that has the class jobs, calendar, our schedule. The way schedule works, we have our friend Mr. Clock here, clothespin, and it just follows along here like that. We have a video that's fully about this. You guys can check that out, our day schedule. Here are my little containers that I use to keep all my materials in for our daily activities. My ECE materials, I have them organized by social emotional, concepts and social emotional, or students who are in RTI. This here's our main meeting area, but it's also the block center. So I'll move this out of the way so you guys can see it. Now, one thing I did this year in particular, I went and Velcroed dotted my cabinets closed. So that way, the students can't just poke in there and pull through them, and they can't just go in there and grab stuff. So it's Velcroed in there. So that's a pretty cool trick I've started doing this year to help keep a little bit of the getting into the cabinets while I'm trying to teach. Our bucket filler chart, where we write down good things they do. We try to fill up the bucket. Our little tables here are mini desks. If we want to do an activity where it's writing, we use these. Instead of all of us scattered around the room, we'll each grab a mini desk, sit here on the carpet, and follow my example. Our cell phones, where they can practice calling home, visual expectations for our different times, and also our playlists. If students want to pick a song to play with, they point to the picture, and that's the one I play for them. Again, this is my math manipulative center, so I'll pull the Velcro up on this one so you can see it. So here, like, we've got puzzles and links, potato heads, measuring tools. I try to keep everything together as far as concepts. So number identification stuff, measuring stuff, writing numbers or identifying numbers, books, anything like that. When you go to put stuff out in your centers, make sure you try to put things out based on heaviness. So if you got little kids, try to put things on the smaller shelves, or things that are heavier, put them on the lower shelf. So that way they don't have to pull it out of the big ones and then I drop it. So if you got heavy stuff, try to keep it on the lower levels as possible. Sensory center here, we're going to do kinetic sand. They'll come and poke it out of here in this cabinet here. They'll have the kinetic sand and the tools. We have our water station here, so we don't have to go to the water fountain to get water all day. I've got tissues all over this place. This is where we keep the kits, our table stuff. So each one has glue, scissors, tape, not tape, but pencils and crayons. So everything they need to do an assignment. And these little trash cans that I bought at the dollar store that are so cool. So if we're doing a cutting activity, they can put them all in here and then walk it over to the trash can later. They're all labeled by the zoophonic animals, and you'll see here each one has their animal on top of their table so they know where it goes and where it belongs. All right, and here's our art center. Got our zoophonics poster cards right there for shapes and colors. Underneath it there, we have all the materials like paper, scissors, Google eyes, craft sticks, things you want like that, anything they can use to make an art project. I try to use this here to keep the paper, and right here's our drying rack that I can slide it into when they're done. So we got that. Over in here, this is our literacy center. Over there's my laminator. Every classroom I feel like should have their own laminator because it's just so much easier to get stuff done if you have your own instead of sending it to the office and waiting a while. Now, sometimes ours is pretty good, but still, when there's a whole number of them and you need something laminated quick, there you go. So we got our laminator back here. I've been using it to work a little bit. Got our zoophonics posters here as well. The students can identify lowercase and uppercase letters. Also just some different writing tools like some puzzles, magnet boards, books, and other games we have on the lower shelves there. Here's our science center where we're going to have the fish tank. I haven't brought him in yet, but I'm going to clean this up and get the fish tank here. Got this cabinet full of science tools. So like magnets, shapes, magnifying glasses, dinosaurs, and even some nature items. So that way they can make their own dinosaur habitat. Right next to the playground, which is really cool. Science center there. Sorry guys, getting a little dry throat there. This is the dramatic play area. We got it set up for a house center right now. I like having the centers close together, so like I've got my art and my writing center close together, both are writing stuff, and then science and dramatic play, which are pretty popular, so I can keep tabs on them pretty easily. Notice everything's got a label every puzzle, the animals, we try not to leave it up to chance. So that way they know what they've got and they know where it belongs. All the stuff right here is for our stations, which is our small group time. So like if they're on Robbie Rabbit's team, this will be their material stuff here. Same thing with the slip here. And also we have little lanyards so they can remember which team they're on. This is my complete basket. So whenever students complete a work assignment, it's a large group, I'll move it up to the front there and they can turn it in just like that. I even have clipboards in it as well. So like when we do one assignment, I can slide in, clip there and have that ready to go. And if we do another assignment later, that way they won't all get mixed together. So I like having that as well. It's really handy. Music center here, small area here. We got some instruments tucked in there, drums and piano, a little mini piano and puzzles, things like that. Right here, this is something I got last year. I love it. It's my horseshoe table. It's in the middle of the classroom, which I love. So if we're doing centers or small groups, I can work one-on-one with a group of students here, but I can still see everything else going on around me. And so I like that. I love having, if you're going to get a horseshoe table, which I highly recommend, try to put it somewhere where you can still see all of your classroom. Try not to put somewhere where a cabinet's going to block you or something like that. Right here's our sign-up sheets for signing up for centers. If they want to go to the Dramatic Play Center, but they didn't quite get called first, I tell them they can come over here and write their names down. We'll have a dry erase marker, and they can sign up for that center later for the next day. So everything we have in here, I actually just found this chair in storage, and I loved it, and I grabbed it. So that way I can have it for my groups. I can sit out here, do instruction with them. But as soon as time's done, like it's center time, all I gotta do is just come here, fold it up, move it out of the way. So now the kids can have the full range of the carpet to play with without my chair in the way. So it's easier to move that around. But yeah, that's pretty much the general overview of it. Like I said, on the top there, the cubbies, I've got storage tubs for the different holidays, different materials, things as well. You can definitely tell which are my favorite holidays just based on how much stuff is coming out of them. Definitely love Easter and Christmas. Those are my favorite ones. I got quite a bit of stuff for Halloween as well. Some more materials I store up there. Excuse me, guys. Got these Drake covers to show everything. Mandalorian, I am a huge Star Wars fan. I can't help it. So like I keep all my Zephonics materials here in this one. My Big Dame Pre-K curriculum materials in this one. Some extra math and writing materials I'll keep in this one here. Snack tub, utensils, our doodle boards right there. And just random folders and stuff, things I keep, everything like that. One thing I also did with these, I didn't hot glue them. I Velcroed them. Velcroed is one of my best friends ever. Laminating and Velcroed are my best friends. So that way if I want to get in there and look around some stuff, I don't have to keep fighting the drape. So that comes in handy. It really came in handy earlier this year when I wanted to reorganize my Zephonics cabinet. All I had to do, instead of just keep going like that over and over again, I just popped the drape off right here. And that way I could constantly keep moving around stuff until I was done. And then I just put it right back on. So handy there. This here is our big cabinet here. Looks like a mess, I know it is. So let me show you a trick that I used to do it. I took little notes here and wrote on the side everything that's in that shelf. So instead of having to be like, oh my God, is what I want even in here, I can look at this and be like, okay, no, yes, okay, it's back in here. So that way it helps me stay a little bit more organized because it is super easy with preschool and even kindergarten. You have a lot of hands-on manipulatives. It becomes a cluttered mess pretty quickly. So really, really handy to have a little bit of organization in there. If you especially know if it's going to be a mess, try to plan ahead and have that ready to go. Let's see there. Yeah, I've got my wall of memories over there. Everything cool I do. Things, different cool assignments I've done. Students I've had in the past. School events. Mini Jack Hartman, Cuckoo Kangaroo. Things like that. Try to keep that over there. Back here behind my door, I have more of my costumes. I love to teach with costumes. You saw my daily materials. I had hats and wands and things. Here I have a cooking outfit for when we go to lunch and snack. And we'll do cooking assignments in the room. My shush hat, so if like I'm on the phone, I'm talking with an adult, it's my fishing. Shh, can't be talking right now. So instead of saying, I can't talk right now, baby, I just gesture to the hat. Lab coat I use for science experiments, and my umbrellas, a towel I use. The slides, if it's nice weather, but the slides are wet outside, we can use that and dry them off. So, yeah, I think that's about like I said, the general overview. Of course, I didn't go into a lot of detail on it, but still, if you have any questions, just shoot me an email. I'll put my email in the caption for this video. And thank you guys so much for joining me in my classroom. Hope you have a great school year.